All right, guys, hopping right back into it. Wide body part 3, 4, whatever we're on. Just best believe we're getting wide body stuff done in this video. Super hype. It's been a long time since I ever even worked on this fiberglass body. It's not even sharp anymore. You know, fiberglass is really sharp to the touch. You see we have one panel on. We always had one panel on. Every single video you guys see one panel. And the other panel's kind of taking shade over here by this really big bush that needs to be chopped down. So we have several things to do in this video, honestly. As you can see, we cut the fenders. I don't really remember how far we got in the last wide body video, but yeah, we cut the fenders. You can see we chopped it up. I guess we welded it in there. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, pretty confident with that. Pretty sure it's sealed. If not, we're gonna have to get some automotive sealer. I think I used some Home Depot sealer long back in my early days, but yeah, let's get this open and figure that out. But yeah, we have wide body panels to figure out, the entire car to be buffed, sand, smooth, so it can be primed, and this hood. I didn't take the hood off because you guys know I usually just start the video by taking off the hood, but this time you guys have to see this. This is just unacceptable. Too bad. Really sucks that we cannot get the hood to clear the turbo, and even if it did clear the turbo, it wouldn't clear the top of the valve cover anyway. So it's just a tall motor, and as you can see, well, the car is up on jack stands right now, but you can see this is the bottom of the intercooler, and that's where the pan stays. If you guys missed videos where I was making that an apparent problem, but yeah, gonna have to tackle the hood. I have several ideas of what we can do, like, kind of a couple cool things. We might add like a JDM cowl, nothing like no Mustang cowl or anything, something JDM. But yeah, definitely this hood is definitely a pain. So those two things to get done in the video. So we got a little bit of body damage here, but we'll figure that out. This is what it looks like under the other wide body side. Rusted, look at that. Didn't even paint it, but it's all sealed, so that's actually pretty cool. Did that a long time ago. So don't know what we're gonna tackle first, but I think we should tackle the wide body first. So for the wide body, as you can see, tire sticks out a lot, a fairly good amount, due to these spacers in here. Now, of course, these spacers were always temporary. Always temporary. I don't know why you guys even think I would drive on such double-ended spacers. I mean, it's not bad because these are the spacers with the hubs and the hub adapter and everything, hub centric, all those fancy words with hubs. And drift cars use them, so why can't I use them? But double spacers, you know, that wasn't the thing. These spacers were cheap just to get me enough poke so I can make the wide body. Now, as you can see, this wide body is actually really wide. So we went and test fitted custom spacers. Well, we went and got custom spacers made. That's about, I want to say, half an inch in, so it's half an inch smaller, and it's a single piece. So the only thing that would be bad for is this wide body piece. So we're gonna have to modify every single piece of fiberglass that I made here and bring it into the body some more, about half an inch. For the rear, if you guys don't, I don't know if I said this, but in the rear I would like it to be super flush, or what do you call that, hella flush. And then for the front, it could be flush, but I want like a little bit of camber in the front, and I guess like flush with the rim. As you can see, I stretched the tires, so it's just over here I want it to be flush with the tires, that with the rim. All right, and here we are with these custom spacers. Oh god, these things are super hot. It's been sitting in the sun all day. But these are, how wide did I go again? I made these a long time ago. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, these will be our new spacers. Ooh, super, super hot. So these go from the Porsche bolt pattern, 5x130 to 5x4.5. I never want to go through that process again. I mean, just look at all those lug nuts on the floor. Sheesh, man. Okay, so these two spacers versus this one, as you guys can see, it's about half an inch difference. Not too bad, honestly. It would bring in the wheel more while still having poke, and basically, you know, wouldn't make the wide body as wide, but make it look more clean. That's more or less the look I'm trying to go for. So let's put these on. Already fits so much better. Look at that. Nice, solid, huge, but oof, nice and solid. Now, it's not as aggressive as it was before, but it's definitely still poking. Like, this is the body, guys. This is the body. This, and that's the tire. So this is the bumper. That's where it goes. So that's definitely still a poke. Probably about, I don't know, probably about like 3 inches or so. It's still a poke. It's a nice little poke compared to the rear. No, I didn't know what I wanted to do for the rear, but I just decided to go square on all 4 in terms of spacers. So the rear would poke out just a little bit more than the front, just because how the stock fitment on these cars are. But yeah, let's stop your rear. Let's just put it on and see. If you guys wanted actual dimensions, well, here you go. This spacer is 57.4, so we're gonna just say 57 millimeters. And we're going to about 38.2, so a 38 millimeter. So I'll put the math up on the screen, and that is what we dropped in spacer length. Not too bad, honestly. I actually kind of like it. You can still see this is what the stock body is, and this is the poke that we have. I don't know what I was thinking before. I was thinking really monstrous thinking things before. But yeah, as you can see, honestly, it's not that bad. Honestly, if people did this with their wide body, it wouldn't look bad. But see, I can't slam and tuck this car. This is about as low as we can go in the rear. So yeah, we're gonna have to bring the wide body in. So we're gonna have to cut a nice little line and plop it on some more. That way this vent is not so huge and like all up in your face. It actually will become a nicer size vent. So the goal is to be the end of this wide body right here to be basically level with the tire right there. So that's not bad. And again, I might get some 285s, because the 275s has a little bit of stretch. I don't know if I want the stretch. I think I want like the super like meaty look, and well, maybe a 285 will give me that. But either way, wide body has to get brought inside. Cool, so now that the sun has went down just a little bit, let's go ahead and put back on all the body fenders and see how it really matches up in the front. And just as I go on lunch, it rains heavy. Look at that. One of the sucky parts about working outside. But everything's marked up. Let's go ahead and take this off and chop it up. Doing all this fiberglass work, I did not miss the dust. All right, so basically finished that up. It's just being held by this little screw. Chop that off real quick. But you can already see we have space, and now we can push it more into the body. Just gotta remove these two damn screws. And the front chopped off a good 2 inches, and now she fits on. Like she's honestly hugging the chassis more, well, the fender more. Still have a little bit more to go. Maybe I can finesse it and bring it up like that, but I'm gonna have to flex this thing to make this thing work. So not bad at all. Goes to show you how bipolar New York weather is, because it's basically sunny again. It just rained. You see water in the car. Sheesh. Right, so now we got this all situated. We'll try and make this area nice and flush. You can see the vent has closed up a bit. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's remove this really quickly. See how far we can push this up. Oh, this is perfect. Look at that. So we're gonna have this thing hug the body as far as we can. Make the vent a little bit smaller. Don't mind about that. And try and cut everything so super flush. The more flush it is, the less Bondo we have to use. After cutting, gotta take this mask off. After cutting, nice, perfect arches, nice straight lines too. I really like that. Maybe I can play with that little area right there. In the front, I'm still experimenting. I don't know if I want it sharply cut like that, or you see what a black line is, if I want to arch it yet. But I definitely think I might have to arch it because it might hit the tire when I turn. But yeah, front needs a little bit more work with the arching. Probably this area right here needs to come up more happier smile. But yeah, progress. It actually looks really good, especially after we zipped, well, not zip locked, especially after we self-tapped it. And this thing looks really nice. This is the look that I'm more or less going for. Let me close this mirror in. But this is more or less the look I'm going for this wide. It was too wide before. It was almost cartoony like wide, but this is more doable wide. I actually like this. Gonna have to fiberglass this. I'll probably just, because we're bonding it to the fender, so we'll probably just, boom, make that. Cut this smooth, bring it down. But yeah, this does not look bad. Does not look too bad. Cool. Let's get back to work. All right, guys, next day here, and you can see we have our arches looking a tad bit better. I feel like that little edge right there can flare out a little bit more, but other than that, it looks good. Looks good. Decided to actually fold this end into the body and keep this top half straight. Kind of add like a little double element to the wide body. Haven't seen that done yet. Still got a patched out hole. Not bad. Not too bad. So it is about, it's about 150. So let's see how much body work I can get done in one day. It's gonna be like the first full day of Bondo, fiberglass, and I guess the works, honestly. So now we have to repair that fender. That should be easy. Set that to dry. We're gonna do that first, and we're going to start sanding down the body. I was planning on doing a body panel a day, since I'm not too keen on this wide body stuff. It's not hard, but very tedious stuff. Don't really like doing so much, especially if it's sanding. Physical labor, kind of lazy. So we're going to try and tackle this rear quarter panel in this video. Alright, so I put extra hardener in this, so this should dry fairly quickly. Hopefully it's drying in the right shape. Now we just push it in, but it looks like it's drying in the right shape. Just need some slight trimming and it'll be perfect. Alright, took a vanilla chai break because the sun was too crazy. About 90 degrees today. To come back to this thing being blown over, but it's been about 3 hours. And look at that, she's nice and dry. So, oh god, look at that. I should have cut it. I should have rolled it over. But it's whatever, it's on the inside. So, this will be nice to shape. Nice, nice. Alright. Back to work. Alright guys, finally got this thing all 40 grit down, nice and rough. It's actually pretty smooth with the 40 grit. But yeah, you actually don't know how busy you are during the day until you actually start to do something like a huge job. You really realize how many times your phone actually blows up during that day. So again, tomorrow we're going to hit this with a nice 80 grit, and probably like 120 as well. Just make it super smooth for the wrap to stick. But yeah, let's pick this up when the sun comes back up. All right guys, next day here, we got this entire side, door, fender and all sanded. Looks nice. It's really nice. Actually gives it like a different look, honestly. Actually doesn't look too bad, but can't stay like this. So next step is to Bondo in all of these holes, imperfections, like this line right here. This is like all the way down to the metal. You can't sand it down that far, nor would I care to sand it down that far. We're gonna Bondo all these holes that we're not using. This hole has to stay until it's time, and then there's one on the bottom down there. And then Oh, these holes in the door, this was from where the original door guard was. What do you call it? I guess it's called a door guard. One there, and a bunch of holes on the fender. So this is not too bad. Let's get out the Bondo and start to Alright, she is looking 10 times better than what she was from before. Just look at that. Look at that. Alright, before we do this, my man Gio came.
What's up, YouTube?
Over here in the 500 horsepower Evo.
No, she's back.
And we are going to cut the hood now. It's way better with help, so now you can line it up and perfectly cut. So our ideas were, basically these lines are already here for us, but we're gonna double check and cut it all the way up to the pillar, and then try and cut like a nice rectangle out.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then just sit it down.
I think that's perfect right there. Because this line actually lines up with the beginning of the strut tower.
That's perfect. So that's perfect.
And it clears the turbo.
Yeah. So that's the goal.
It clears the turbo, so that shit'll be perfect.
Clear the turbo and clear the valve cover. Not too bad, not too bad. What do you think, Gio?
I need hood props.
You know, yeah, this actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, I actually like it. I actually like it. It's not too bad.
Once you get everything completed on it, because with the cow,
yeah, I'm gonna add like a nice Subaru hood cow. Yeah, with the Bolsa Zoku pipe. This is it with the exhaust pipe that you guys will see soon. Not gonna be that long, but yeah, something like that. Nice and low. It's gonna come out of the hood cowl, out of that end. We're gonna cut it flat, so it's like a teardrop. That would be actually really, really, really cool. I don't know when this video is gonna come out. You guys probably already know this, but we'll see. All right, so I had the finishing touches on this hood. Perfect. Perfect. But yeah, all jokes aside, this is actually coming out really nicely. I'm actually liking the hood cutout. That looks really nice, and I gotta think of ideas on how I'm gonna make the hood cow. But guys, we did a lot in this video. Sanded the wide body, cut the arches, made everything look nice. Sanded down this entire side, bondoed every single hole and pinhole and stuff. Now it's super smooth. Primed it. Do the body back on. Not too shabby, not too shabby. On a day's work, or I guess this is like 4 days of work. So I'm gonna end it off here. You have to head on over into unsystemag.co. Get all your unsystemag needs situated. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Forget. Never stop modifying.